Alrighty. Look at all these. Excellent. Oh, fantastic. We'll choose this one. And we indeed can select them all. Excellent. Welcome in. Today, we're just going to go through some basics for DartVR servers for each of the aircraft, the lights and the radios, and hopefully we won't run into as many issues. We'll see though. So, this map is the free flight map, so it is in everybody's VTOL VR mission, so if you wanted to fly it, you can. It is perfectly fine. Let's get going. This is the AV-42C. This is my favorite aircraft. And as you look around, you can see there's bunches of buttons and switches and knobs and stuff, and how fun. But we're going to focus on our radios and our lights today. So first thing is going to be our radios. Going to be over here on our right. You saw me looking at them before. We have team, we've got frequency, and then we've got global. And this little indicator here tells you what you're on. Our servers always like to have it on frequency. And unless you're ATC, you usually keep it on push to talk. If you're ATC, you can have it on hot mic. And if you want to do a mic test, what you can always do is you can double check before and see if this green light's going. If the green light's going, it means the game is able to hear your microphone. When it stops, it goes yellow, as you just saw. If you wanted to, you can always play the game with your microphone off, and you don't have to talk to anyone that you don't need to or don't want to. And then to do push to talk for Oculus, it's actually going to be, you're going to grip the throttle, and then you're going to hit the A button. Sorry, I had to look down real quickly. And that'll turn on the push to talk for you. For the rest of the radios, we have an analog system for it, and then you can see your active and your standby frequency right here. In order to switch your active and standby frequency, you would hit the number 1, and it tells you right there. And now we're on 254.0. If I wanted to change what the actual standby frequency is, I would hit this, number 2, and then I can hit whatever frequency I want. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4. And you don't have to put that decimal in if you don't want to. Let's say I wanted to do 980. No decimal, no third number. Oh, look at that. That's too high of a number. We actually max out at 400. Let's see what our lowest is. Let's see. It would be 108. So now we know our lowest is 108 and our highest is 400. So let's choose something in between, shall we? Ooh, oh, nope. Look, I almost just did it. And 342.0 is how it comes out. And that's the radios in the AV-42C. Now for our lights. They are above us to our left. Looking straight ahead. A little bit over. A little bit up. Nav and strobe lights are all I require. If you do not have them in a DartVR server, then you will be kicked when you take off. I usually give you around 5 to 10 seconds, but please just have those 2 lights on, and I can usually forgive you for a bunch. Alrighty. Now, one extra thing, usually a lot of people will just pull this handle to eject. You don't need to do that. What you can do, not log. We're going to go to game, and we're going to go to exit. And we're back in the lobby. Alright, let's get to the next one, the FA-26B. FA-26B, very nice. More knobs, more switches, some more analog stuff. As you can see, the radios are still on our right side, just as before. Team, frequency, and global. Volumes for both, for AI and for the players. Hot mic, push to talk, and off. As always, it is your choice. A little thing before we get to the radios. You do have a little mirror here. I think that's kind of cool. It moves a little bit with you. There you go. Alrighty, back to the radio. Sorry about that. Radios here are going to be the exact same as the AV-42C. It's an analog system. Number 1 switches it over. 2 switches the actual standby frequency. 1, 2, 3.5. There it is. Oh, my bad. Keeps it there. 1, 2, 3.5. Back over. Excellent. Now for our lights. As you can see, our lights are not above us to our left in this one. However, they are still on our left side. Loop. Right behind our throttle. You got your interior instrument, but more importantly, your nav and your strobe lights. Your nav lights are going to be those green, the green and the red lights right there, my bad. And your strobe lights are the flashy lights. Those are the most important lights for ATC. The strobe lights help us see you from a distance, and then the nav lights actually help us tell what direction you're actually facing, as long as they know that green is on the right and red is on the left, because commies are never right. Alrighty. So again, lights, nav, and strobe on the left side behind the throttle. Going to game, hitting exit. Let's go to the F-45A. So this is the F-45A. In this aircraft, this is the first glass cockpit that we have in the game. The AV-42C and the FA-26B I would both consider analog with a couple MFDs. But this is a full glass cockpit. So it is very nice. However, it is a little bit different. So for this one, radios as starting, going to be on our right side. I believe all of these standard aircraft have radios on the right side. Thankfully, they have a little bit of consistency right there, which is really nice. For your radios, to change them here is going to be a little bit different. As you can see, we've got the layout, which is this. If you hit 1, it comes up with whatever layout you have it set to. Radio condition is going to be here. As you can see, my active is right here. My standby is right here. In order to switch it, we're going to hit this green arrow in between. Boom. In order to switch the standby, we actually click this and a little number pad will come up here. Then again, you can switch anything between 108 and 400. Those are going to be our limits for the radios. Even though we're in a future plane, those are our radio limits. Our lights in the F-45 are actually still going to be on the left side. However, it's not behind our throttle. It's right next to our throttle. Landing light if you ever need it. Strobe lights, always need it. Nav lights, there you go. I know most of you guys are going to be wondering, why do I need lights? Lights give away my position. In DartVR servers, we actually don't have PvP. PvP and friendly fire is not supposed to be happening. So, and the enemy, the actual computer, always technically knows where you're at. It just tries to pretend that you don't, or that it doesn't. They don't really care whether you have your lights on or not. That's more for players. And since we don't have PvP, it's very easy for ATC to see you guys, and that's why we also like to have it. Also, if you do have your lights on, another thing about it is that you don't get friendly fired on because people don't think you're an enemy. If you actually look at the AI units, they all have lights on when they're on the ground and taxiing, but when they go in the air, regardless of whether they are friendly or enemy, they will turn off their lights. So an easy way, if you're in a PvE lobby, to tell who's a player and who's not, is to have lights on. Alright, we got lights, we got radios. Alright, let's go to the next one. AH-94. This will be our first DLC aircraft. Alrighty. Welcome in to the AH-94. As you can see, it's a little bit different. It's quite different, actually. So, let's look around. Let's see what we got. Oh, look, radios. Still on our right side. But we've got an extra panel. The intercom panel. We'll go through it. Comms, team, frequency, global. Same as before. Hot mic, push to talk, and off. Now, as you can see, this little green mic is still on, saying that it's getting my voice and it's sending it to someone. Who is it sending it to? It's sending it to the intercom. The intercom allows me to talk to the person in the front seat if I have someone. If I turn it off, that little green light goes away because I'm no longer sending my voice to anyone. If you are in a helicopter, please always make sure that this intercom is on and that you are set to push to talk. This will make sure that you can talk to anyone in your front seat or in your rear seat, and you can say anything you want to them without getting in trouble, because no one else will be able to hear it except for the people in your airframe. Alrighty, so now that we've got those radios out of the way, let's get through the rest of it. Our little radio button is right here, and it's going to pop up right here for us. Active in order to switch, boop, and then standby. Just like the F-45, it's going to come up with its own little number pad. It looks a little different, but I still like it. Alright, let's choose 2, 3, 4, and we'll do a 9. Excellent, and we'll switch it back over. Now we're on 234.9. Now for our lights. Our lights are in a very nice place for all the DLC aircraft. As you saw with almost all of our vanilla aircraft that were standard with the game, they were on our left side, either by the throttle or up above us to the left. For all the DLC aircraft, they will be mostly in the middle here. For us, right now, they're going to be right by our crotch. So it's the nav and strobe lights, and look, you can even tell if they're on. Nav and strobe gives you a little orange light. If for some reason you lose your wings, yes, you will have to tell ATC I do not have my strobe or nav lights because I have lost my wings. But you will always have a light on your tail, on the tail rudder, with your nav lights, or sorry, with your strobe lights. On the left is the red, on the right is the green, because the commie is never right. Alrighty, let's see. Let's go over it again. Let's make sure I got everything. We got radios, we got the intercom, radio, lights, excellent. And then for anyone else who's new to the AH-94, little bonus tip for you, your ejection handle is over here. So this is your little bail thing. You would hold this guy and pull it. We're not going to do that today because we don't need to. So what we're going to do, game, exit, nice and quick. Back to the T-55. Now we are in the T-55. The front seat and the rear seat are pretty much the exact same. The only difference with the rear seat is that it has some instructor controls. I will show you those in just a second. Let's go through our radios. On the right side, team, frequency, and global. Hot mic, push to talk, and off. That's weird. It says I'm talking to someone. Oh, wait, I've got my intercom set to on. Excellent, it's all set, ready to go. Radios in this aircraft are analog just like the AV-42C and the FA-26. Can you guess which one switches it? The number 1. Good job. Alrighty, so which one would change the standby frequency? Is it number 2? Yes, it is. 324 point, ooh. We'll do 6. And then there it is. In order to switch it back over, number 1. Alright, our lights. Now we're in an airframe. I should be on the left, right? No, we're in a DLC aircraft. Where are the lights in a DLC aircraft? By our crotch. Nav lights and strobe lights. However, we don't have any friendly signals telling us that they're on, so let's double check. Red is on the left, strobe lights working. Green is on the right, strobe lights working. Excellent. Alright, double checking. We got the radios, we got the lights. Frequency change. Excellent. Let's hit the next one. I believe it is our last one. Actually, you know what? No. We're going to double check and we're going to go to the rear seat real quick. Here we are. Now we're in the rear seat of the of the T-55. Excuse me. So as you can see, it's a little bit different. Quite literally, the only difference we have is going to be this little guy here, which would mirror the front seats so we can see what they're doing. Otherwise, everything else is exactly the same. Nothing different on this side. MFD and then control. Oh, yes, my bad. The control is also the other thing that's a little bit different. So lock gives them full control. Normal allows whoever is gripping the controls first to have control. And then override gives rear seat full control. Radio's on the right, as always. Intercom is on. Make sure your volume's up so you can hear them. Radio's 1. Switch on over. 2 to change it. 254. Now I'm on 254 no matter what I'm on. 1. 1. I believe it's switched. We're going to trust it. Lights are on my left. Are they above me? No. Just a clear sky. Oh, there they are. Nav. Strobe lights. Let's double check. Oh, I'm even farther back. It's easier. Left's good. Right's good. Excellent. Switch to the next one. Alrighty. So, this is going to be our final aircraft of the video. This is the EF-24. This one's a little bit different. Only reason why is because the radio, as you can see, is a little bit right here in front of us. It's actually mostly all in front of us. I don't believe there's nothing on our right for this one. And then our radio to switch frequencies is going to be down here. The only thing that is going to be the same is that our lights are going to be down here, right by our crotch. Now, I am not able to get into the rear seat of this aircraft without someone being in the front seat. However, it is quite different back there, and it is mostly used only for the transmit, franz, and decoy system. You can use weapons on it as well, but we're not here for that today. So, EF-24G Mischief radios. Intercom is on, volume up, frequency set, excellent, radio volume's up, command volume's up, and we're set to push to talk. Intercom's on, excellent. Let's check my frequency. We're on 241.5, but that doesn't look like I can hit that button, can I? Ooh, it does say I can. Look at that. Swap frequency 254.0, but how do I switch that standby? Would I hit the green standby button? I would, and look, here's our friendly little number pad. All right, 6875. Oh, wait, no. Try it again. 6875. Oh, my bad. We can only go up to 400. I forgot. Let's try something else. Let's try a good even 100. Nope, lowest we can go is 108. Alrighty. Let's see, where are our lights? Where are our lights? Oh, that's right, they're right by our crotch. Nav and strobe lights, there they are. Excellent, let's double check. Ooh, they're far out there, but I can see them. Red's on the left, green's on the right. Where are my strobes? Strobe lights working. Excellent. And you cannot see the rear light, but it is back there. Alright, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. This was DartVR's little server tips. If you ever join my server and I call out for you for lights, please come back, look at this video. If you ever forget where your lights are, or if you're just stressed out and you don't know where, skip to the section that has yours, and I'll see you in the next one. Alright, again, thank you everyone for joining us. If you made it to the end, fantastic. Thank you very much. Thank you to all my coffee subscribers. Hopefully this video will help a bunch of people know where their lights are. I'm going to try to make this into a few shorts as well. Probably not going to be the best, but I'll probably try to redo it later on. Thank you again for everyone who is going to watch this through and through. That way you know where your lights are and how the radios work. As things change, or if you guys ask for different stuff, I'll try to give them to you. Have a great day. I'll see you in the next one.